Good afternoon, everybody. It's me, Johnny, here with another musical reaction and analysis. We had been doing a rundown of VoicePlay's 2022 covers so far. I took a little break to get some other artists in there. We looked at the Bass Gang and Home Free and Peter Barber and Marwan, and we're back. We're doing their cover of Good For You today, featuring Adriana. Don't kill me if I get her last name, but we will go find out in 1 second. Now here's the problem, is it Arellano or Arellano? Because it looks Hispanic, so I would say Arellano. Arellano? Who knows? But an incredibly talented singer. She did We're Good with VoicePlay. So this is not a first time hearing her with them, but this is a really awesome song and I'm super excited to get into it. So without further ado, let's do that.
I guess you moved on really easily. You found a new girl and it only took a couple weeks. Remember when you said that you wanted to give me the world? And good for you, I guess that you've been working on yourself. I guess the therapist I found for you, she really helped. Now you can be a better man for your brand new girl.
So I am an absolute fanboy of Cesar's voice. I'm on top of pasta, look at that. F sharp minor. This song is really interesting, both in this version and the original by Olivia Rodrigo, because the chorus gives us... the verses give us minor key and the chorus gives us major. We didn't get to the chorus yet, but I will point that out when we get there. So right off the bat, we have a very soft, subtle opening from Adriana. Let me go back to that.
But for you, I guess you moved on really easily. You found a new girl and it only took a couple weeks. Remember when you said that you wanted to give me the world?
So nothing too crazy yet. When Cesar comes in, we get this da 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 da. Carried by Ellie. That's very nice.
And good for you, I guess that you've been working on yourself. I guess the therapist I found for you, she really helped.
It might be both of them based on the video. Both Adriana and Ellie doing that that moving line there. So that's very nice. And we just have Jeff and Lane doing a basic, nothing too crazy, vocal percussion and bass line going on here. I'm an absolute fanboy of Cesar's voice, like I said. I love his section here.
Now you can be a better man for your brand new girl. Good for you, you look happy and healthy. Not me, if you ever care to ask. Good for you, you're doing great up there without me, baby. God, I wish that I could do that.
The acting sells it in this one. Yeah, I get serious dad energy from the four guys here. We're up here. Probably soprano range, not super high for a female voice, but has a very belting quality to it, if that makes sense. A lot of openness in the vocal track to get a very full and in-your-face sound. And yeah, very awesome stuff. Yeah, so Adriana's killing it on the solo. The entire time we have Cesar and Ellie kind of echoing in a sort of way. We always talk about with VoicePlay and Home Free how they do this. They have this tactic of taking the lyrics of the melody and splitting them down or watering them down to the basic keywords and having those sung as the background counter melodies. Excuse me. So we have a lot of this going on here, and it adds a lot of energy to the piece that would be lacking otherwise, because when you switch like a super pop song to acapella, it's really hard to recreate the energy, but I think they do it really well with this, between the driving vocal percussion from Lane and this kind of like broken text thing we have going on in the background like I was talking about. And it also helps that Adriana's voice is really awesome for this role.
I guess you're getting everything you want. You bought a new car and your career's really taking off. It's like we never even happened, baby. What the is up with that?
Of course, the self-censorship. And I think the second verse adds a little bit more flavor by splitting it into that halftime feel. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll feel it as 1, 3, 1, 3. It's not any slower, but it feels heavier because we feel the hits on 1 and 3 instead of 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's done a lot in music. I just talked about that yesterday in my cover, or my reaction to Peter's cover of Game of Thrones. It's the same thing that's going on here. And that's contributed, Lane's vocal percussion contributes a lot to that, and so do the background vocals. So let's take a listen through that.
Well, good for you, I guess you're getting everything you want. You bought a new car and your career's really taking off. It's like we never even...
So Lane has those hits on 1, 3, 1, 3, kind of going on. And I forgot to pay attention to the vocals, excuse me.
Everything you want. You bought a new car and your career's really taking off. It's like we never even happened, baby. What?
So the vocals are very syncopated. We have do 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 do, something along those lines. So most of this halftime drive is coming from Lane, if I'm hearing this correctly.
You bought a new car and your career's really taking off. It's like we never even happened, baby. What the is up with that?
And good for you, it's like you never even met me. Remember when you swore to God I was.
So a lot of these syncopated counter melodies that are happening in the second verse give it a little bit more of like a jazzy feel to spice it up, as opposed to the first verse, which was just straight kind of like copy and pasting from the original almost. But yeah, a lot more spice in the second verse here.
And good for you, it's like you never even met me. Remember when you swore to God I was the only person who ever got you. Well, screw that, screw you. You will never have to hurt the way you know that I do.
Incredible voice acting, incredible kind of like belt speaking, singing from Adriana. Same range as she had the first chorus in, but she has it with she sings this with a little bit more kind of like screaming energy, not like gritty screaming, but more like shouting. You can kind of like imagine her yelling at the ex who abandoned her. So I think she really sells this part here.
Well, screw that, screw you. You will never have to hurt the way you know that I do.
Well, good for you, you look happy and healthy, not me if you ever can.
Favorite part right here. Now this is on me for not knowing the melody very well, or not being able to play it by ear very well. But that's the same octave Adriano was singing in, sung by a male singer. That's the C sharp right above tenor high C, C sharp 5. And he sings it with less metal than we're used to for Ellie, with a lot more pop tone, which is obviously more fitting here. But yeah, that's some pretty impressive belting from Ellie up to that C sharp 5.
Good for you, you're doing great up there without me, baby. Kinda wish that I could do that.
Got the arms going. You know, if you sing with your arms, you use your arms when you sing, get a lot more power in the vocals. That's not true. Don't listen to me on that. When you belt that high with the male voice, even a higher tenor like Ellie, you need a lot of openness in the vocal tract, like I always talk about. Like, kind of like when you're yawning and the soft palate is raised, you need as much space as possible to get the air behind the tone, to give it as full of a tone as possible, so you're not like pinching when you sing that high. And I think he does that really well because he does it as consistently as he does through this line, be it mixed or not. So I think that's really impressive from Ellie here. Okay, so he tops off at that D5, same as he hit in Enemy. Sounds a little bit more mixed here than it did in Enemy. but still very impressive.
You're doing great up there without me, baby. Kinda wish that I could do that. I lost my mind, I've spent the night crying.
Yes! F sharp 5 there. And you can tell that's a really high belt for her. That goes above the high F in If I Were a Rich Man / Girl from Ashley. So that's very high for a female voice to be belting like that.
Good for you, you're doing great up there without me, baby. Kinda wish that I could do that. I lost my mind, I've spent the night crying on the floor of my bedroom.
And you hear under this, we have so much motion and syncopation from Ellie and Cesar in the background vocals, and we're full into the dum, the k, the dum. Those hits on 1 and 3, that halftime feel in this section. I really like this section. This is my 90 on the highway section of the piece.
Mind, I've spent the night crying on the floor of my bedroom. You're so unaffected, I really don't get it, but I guess good for you. Whoa, I never meant to. But I got 'em where I want it now. It's never my
So to be honest, I have no idea what's happening here because this is not part of the original song, and I don't know where they got it from. But it sounds really pretty with the different melodies, the counter melodies moving around each other and stuff.
intention to pride. Maybe I'm too emotional.
And of course, we've been getting a lot of that that audio tripping effect there going on from VoicePlay. I don't know the proper term for that, but we've been getting that a lot from VoicePlay. I used that in Dream On, and it's slipping my mind what else to use it in. But they've been all over that recently.
No, but your apathy is like a wounded soul. Maybe I'm too emotional. Maybe you never cared at all.
Little beat from Jeff there. I kind of appreciate that Jeff isn't really overused in this song, because I feel like VoicePlay can sometimes tend to do that. Now, he has an incredible voice that deserves to be heard, but I kind of feel like the reason Avi was so beloved in Pentatonics is because they saved him for occasions where his voice really fit. Whereas with the VoicePlay, I think they just it's like we have to use Jeff in every song for a solo. No, they do that with all their singers. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like the super crazy low stuff gets old when you hear it in every single song. That's just my take on it, though. I think they do good with it here, though. The arrangement is good, and even that, when we go down to the B1, it keeps a light enough tone that it's not, super in your face. So I appreciate this here.
Too emotional. Maybe you never cared.
And in the background, we kind of have, a clogged, they're all sitting pretty high. It might be engineered to, it might be, pitched up a little bit. Because that's, a very, clogged, almost, choked out sound, a little, tongue in the way and stuff. But that keeps a lot of motion here, and we have a very soft vocal percussion line here from Lane with a lot of reverb on it to keep things very light and soft in this section.
Maybe I'm too emotional. Your apathy is like a wounded soul. Maybe I'm too emotional. Or maybe you never cared enough.
So I kind of like how after we had that breakdown section, we're slowly building back up to the impact of the piece we all know and love. I think it's very well paced in that sense. We're not going too heavy yet. We're just kind of chilling in this in this little dip in the drive of the song, and I think it works really well.
You happy and healthy, not me. If you ever cared to ask, good
And I think the way her kind of breathier falsetto tone blends with the full voice mix she has going here is absolutely beautiful. And the reverb on Cesar and Ellie on those upper harmonies as they move throughout. This is a really pretty section.
you don't wait out there without me, baby. Like a dance, I'll see you back.
And as soon as she hits that line, we're back to that belting full voice. I lost the note that she was on.
Right out there without me, baby. Like a dance, I'll see you back.
Something about that doesn't sound right. Is she on that F sharp again?
You don't wait out there without me, baby. Like a dance, so see you.
Did we change keys at some point? Sounds like we're in a different key now. I did not catch that at any point. That's good to know. Maybe that leads the key change. A little bit embarrassed that I can't pick that out. Okay, well, new key I guess now. I think. Anyway, very impressive high bell. Up to that high F sharp again. And she's double tracked here. She's doing that bell at the same time as singing the melody. Are we in A now?
Like a dance, so see you.
Spend the night. No, okay, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. We're still F sharp minor, A major. And she sits on that minor. I get it. I'm stupid. Okay, so here's what went wrong. I gathered that we were in F sharp minor, so I heard a minor sixth. I heard a sixth interval, so I thought it was a D sharp because D sharp is the sixth off of F sharp, but it was the sixth off of the major root, which is F sharp. Okay, I see what I did wrong. That's my bad, but maybe you can learn from my mistake. That's what I did wrong. Very impressive F sharp bell. Double tracked to get that the melody going in there as well with a solo.
Baby, like a dance, so see you.
F sharp one. Very nice. And as we build up these last good for yous, we have Wayne doing the snare. It's da 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 da, driving forward full throttle to the end. Let's play it out one more time. Very cool. I really like this one, guys. It's probably on my own repeat playlist on Spotify, the auto-generated one. Like I said, this is my fast highway driving song. It's just that kind of song. Same as the original, but I like the VoicePlay twist maybe a little better. Maybe that's my controversial statement. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit shorter than most of their arrangements usually are. A little bit less complicated in terms of the arrangement. But it's still very good, very pleasing to listen to. And, you know, that's all I have for you guys in this video. So, I will see you next time. Be sure to subscribe to VoicePlay, like and subscribe here if you enjoyed my reaction, and I will see you guys in the next one.